Okay, I should note quickly that at any moment my entire camera system is gonna fall because it's very precariously perched on the step. So, anyway, keeping it to yourself. Today we are talking about this concept of selfishness. No, I'm kidding. But in a way, yes, we are talking about when you find something that makes you happy, or you find some semblance of peace and tranquility in your life, you don't have to share it with anybody. You don't have an obligation to inform the people in your life. You don't have this obligation to like preach it through social media. You can just silently enjoy whatever you do. And I think this is not a very popular take. I think we are expected to, go out there and preach and protest and, proclaim our love of whatever. You always see those posts of like moms on Facebook talking about how much they love their kids or their husband or whatever. And I don't know, when I see those things, I'm kind of like, really? Like, you can't just enjoy it quietly. You have to like, proclaim it to the world. It's not happiness unless everybody knows how happy I am, and I don't like that. I think that's not a good way to live. I think what you want to do is you want to find the things in your life that truly benefit you, that make you feel happy and whole and fulfilled. And you just want to embrace them. Like, why is there this constant need to talk about, oh guys, I found this like amazing way of looking at the universe and like you guys need to adopt it as well. Like there's this like huge need to like proselytize and just be like, you guys need to follow this. You need to do exactly what I'm saying and you will achieve inner happiness. No, everyone is going to figure out things that work for them, and you are not obligated to share what you have learned with anybody. If people ask, happily tell them. If people are looking for mentorship or advice, I think happily telling people, I think that's really good. However, what I don't think is good is this constant need to share what's working for you. And, oh, well, I just took this new supplement and it's making me so good. You're just adding to the constant chatter of the universe. And the universe is loud enough. I mean, if you just listen right now, I don't know if you guys can hear all of that, but like my wind chime and the birds and the bees and all the insects, the world is full of chatter. And look at that. Oh, sorry, that's on my screen. I was like pointing right here because there's this little bug walking across my screen. I thought it was like there. Anyway, sorry, ADD going hard today. Anyway, yeah, I don't see the need to constantly preach about things. And like, I get it. Like, I am a person who makes a living talking to people online about different like mental health things, about positivity and motivation. So I get it. Like, I'm one of these people that definitely discovers something and then I want to tell the whole world about it. But there are things in my life that I keep to myself. I am a bit selfish with, my personal relationships. I'm pretty selfish with that. And I'm not talking about like a negative form of selfishness where I'm just like, haha, you guys will never see this. This is all mine. It's more of for my own peace and for the peace of the people in my life. I don't share everything, right? And I don't think anybody would want me to share everything. And I would never expect anyone else to share everything about their life. So there are some elements that keeping it to yourself is really healthy. And I want to hear you guys' opinions on this. Maybe you feel like everyone has a responsibility to share everything that they have found and everything they have discovered. But I don't know. I'm just not there. I'm not there yet. Maybe I won't ever be there. But I think there is quite a lot of merit to that sort of selfish keeping it to yourself. And in general, moving away from the whole positivity talk, there is also a lot of wisdom in just the phrase, keep it to yourself. And that can go further into like secret keeping or holding a confidence with somebody, like holding like oh, well, keep it to yourself, but Aunt Jessie is getting sicker, and so you should go down and see her. You know, there's like a subtle wisdom in the idea of like keeping some information to yourself, you know? And I think you could take that even further to like gossip. Just keep it to yourself, you know? You do not need to share all of those little gossip tidbits with everybody you meet. And if you're looking for conversation, like some people say that, well, you know, if I'm not going to gossip, what am I going to do? Like, how do I talk to people? You know, 90% of what I talk to people about is gossip. Then I would recommend reading a book or, you know, discovering some philosophy or getting into a hobby, you know, becoming a more interesting human being. Because if all you have is gossip, that's not a good reflection on who you are as a person. You know, if the only thing that you have to talk about is celebrity drama and what's going on in your family, I hate to tell you, but you got to get out a little more. And that might be difficult to hear, but honestly, if you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself. And the things that make you truly happy and give you great joy, you should keep them to yourself, because other people sometimes have a habit of spoiling things that they find out about that bring you joy. So, you know, if there's like a quiet little walk in your city that's just a nice little park or whatever, and you really enjoy going on this walk, if you told everybody about it, it wouldn't be as lovely, because part of its mystique and appeal is that it's your place. It's your little space. And so if you can find spaces physically, mentally, emotionally, that are just quiet, little enjoyable places, you have no obligation to share them with other people. You really don't. And I know that online there is this big tendency to, like I said, preach and protest, and you know, you're never going to change anything unless you know, talk about it and shout it from the rooftops. But that comes back to kind of a debate in philosophy and in politics in general about, is it the protesting and the screaming it from the rooftops, does that bring change? Or does the silent majority slowly integrate change into their lives? You know, it's a big debate whether change happens overnight or if it happens as a gradual process. I'm sure the answer lies somewhere in the middle. You know, it takes a bit of protesting, it takes a bit of like subtle change, but which side do you want to be on? Because you don't have to be one or the other, you know, and you can choose how much of which one you want to be on. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. That's what I was thinking about today, keeping it to yourself. I have little things in my life that I keep to myself that bring me great joy and great pleasure. And yeah, I think everyone should. I think you should definitely find something in your life that you selfishly hold to yourself. And remember, when I say selfish, I'm not talking about like the actual, you know, like the actual ability of selfishness where it's like this like malicious, like I don't want anyone else to see. It's like, no, I'm just keeping this to myself because it works for me, it doesn't hurt anybody else, and I like it. And so that's what I mean when I'm talking about selfish. So yeah. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Yeah, listen to the birds, listen to the bees, be selfish, just for yourself. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow.